So last week we talked about a YouTuber named SSSniperwolf who showed up to another YouTuber's house and subtly threatened him on her Instagram story, effectively doxing him to her 5 million followers by literally posting a video zooming in and out on the front of his home. Of course she did this because he was calling her and her videos out, saying that she was basically a content thief, and he had also created this entire channel pretty much just mocking her and her style of content. Jack also enabled smaller creators to fight back against her, making millions of dollars off of them, so you have to think that she was pretty upset, and being that she seems to be someone who is used to getting her way like a spoiled child, she saw nothing wrong or dangerous about her actions that night, and was even completely unremorseful about what she had done, even mocking Jack in the process. But since then, old videos have resurfaced that make her look absolutely horrible. She has faced a lot of backlash online, even losing over 100,000 subscribers in the process. And now we even have an answer from YouTube in regards to her punishment in this situation, as well as a response from SSSniperwolf herself. So first off, we're going to talk about the official response from YouTube. They actually responded directly to the original tweet that Jack had made about the doxing, where he had essentially ran to Twitter to tell YouTube what she had done. And keep in mind, it took them a whole week to come out with this response, while everyone was just waiting in limbo. And they say, confirming SSSniperwolf has received a temporary monetization suspension, in which we don't know how temporary this is. It could be 1 day, it could be 1 week, it could be 1 month. I don't see it going much longer than that. And they're saying she got this suspension due to creator responsibility policies, and they say off-platform actions that put others' personal safety at risk harm our community. And this part's interesting. They say the behavior on both sides isn't what we want on YouTube, hoping everyone helps move this convo to a better place. So they essentially gave her a slap on the wrist in this whole situation, like yes, she is gonna lose out on probably close to $1 million in ad revenue for maybe a month, but at the end of the day, this woman has over 25 billion collective views on her channel. I have to think that she's made well over $100 million in ad revenue over the years. And so her losing 1 month of monetization is really nothing compared to if they just wiped her off the platform altogether. It's also comical that they're talking about the behavior on both sides, when all Jack really did was call her out and be a little bit critical of what she was doing on YouTube, trying to basically help these smaller creators get some sort of justice. Like, there's really nothing wrong with that. But of course, when you're talking about one of their cash cows like SSSniperwolf, who has been heavily promoted by YouTube themselves, they're gonna come from this stance like they both did something wrong. It's almost like when the favorite child finally has to get punished for doing something wrong, and they don't want them to feel that bad about their actions. And for YouTube to take an entire week to come out with this statement is just disgraceful. Like, this whole situation was pretty damn black and white. And I guarantee if someone had showed up to SSSniperwolf's house and it would have been the other way around, they probably would have got their entire channel deleted in the matter of a couple of days. And these are the actual policies they're talking about. So they say, as a YouTube creator, you should remain responsible both on and off the platform. If we see that a creator's on and or off the platform behavior harms our users, community, employees, or ecosystem, which it pretty much did all that, we may take action to protect the community, which obviously they haven't really done crap. And this includes intending to cause malicious harm to others, which doxing falls right in line with that. But obviously there seems to be a lot of gray area in this situation, and it seems to be like pretty much a judgment call. And you have to think that SSSniperwolf knew this whole statement was coming. Like I said, she has to know someone in the back end of YouTube. She has to have a lot of connections there. I mean, they just absolutely love her. And so around an hour after YouTube came out with their statement, she took to Twitter to say, "Let me start by saying I'm sorry for my recent actions. It is inexcusable. I'm sorry to Jack's film, YouTube, and the entire community, and my incredible fans for not being a better example for appropriate conflict resolution." I mean, it goes a little bit farther than you not being an appropriate example. You were just being an absolute scumbag. Jack's films, while we certainly don't see eye to eye and have our differences, I'm sorry for reacting the way I did when I should have taken the opportunity to show young creators how adults and professionals resolve conflict by communicating directly, respectfully, and privately. Not for views or content, but a meaningful example of how conflict should be solved. So far, she's saying a whole lot of nothing. I'll reach out directly and hope we can find some time to connect and communicate. I doubt that's ever gonna happen. I think this bridge is completely burned. I'd also like to thank YouTube for holding me accountable. Yeah, they really hold you accountable with that slap on the wrist. She said, I deserve it, respect the decision, and appreciate the opportunity to learn and grow from a true lapse in judgment. And to me, what she did that night is like more than a lapse in judgment. It'd be one thing if she was like a 16-year-old kid, but I'm pretty sure that SSniperwolf is already in her 30s, and for her to show up at someone's house and post it on her Instagram story that she knows millions of people are following is at the very least very irresponsible, and at the very most it's literally criminal activity. And then this guy Sully G even went on the little YouTube chat system, which you get access to once you pass like a certain number of subscribers to try and get stuff resolved for your channel if you're having problems. And he asked them, hi, I just have a quick community guidelines question. They say, sure, what is it? I'll do my best to help. Someone on YouTube has been making jokes about me. Am I allowed to drive to their house, post their address to my Instagram, and incite my followers to do the same, since I'd be doing it off the platform? And in response, this person named Marcus, who's probably a robot to be honest, says, regarding on the things that you will do outside YouTube platforms, I apologize as I cannot provide any details since YouTube is not allowed to meddle if it is outside of our scope. It will be up to your own discretion on what you will do to them outside the YouTube platform. So YouTube in this situation is basically saying, hey, that's none of my business, you know, it didn't happen over here on my side of town. And he even goes further to say, so it wouldn't be against TOS to do so. And they say yes, since it will be outside the YouTube scope. So obviously not a very good precedent being set here. And here's where things get really interesting as Kavos tweets out, SSniperwolf is allegedly re-uploading content of her monetized channel to get around YouTube's punishment. Just shows how not sorry she actually is. And this is the second channel that he's talking about right here, SSniperwolf Top Videos. And it appears to really just be like a compilation channel of videos that she had already posted onto her main channel. And here I am on a video that was posted 12 days ago on this channel, and as you guys can see, it is still serving me ads. I did go through quite a few other videos on this channel as well, and quite a few of them were monetized. Meaning she is still making money from YouTube's AdSense, even if it isn't directly from her main channel. And at first I thought that maybe that other channel was just like a fan-made account, but here on her main channel, if you look, SSniperwolf Top Videos is linked as her other channels. And she's still essentially just posting as if nothing had happened. I mean, obviously these new videos are not monetized. I'm pretty sure no videos on this main channel are getting served ads during this time. And just looking at the data from this other channel, yeah, it might not be a lot of money for her, but it is still garnering around 17 million views this month. Which, if I'm just doing the quick math in my head, is around, I don't know, $75,000 to maybe $90,000 depending on the CPM, which is obviously still a lot of money. That's more than like 90% of people in this country make in an entire year. And these are the stats from her main channel. At one time she was averaging like a couple 100 million views a month, which means she's been making like millions of dollars a month off of AdSense for quite some time. And while she did lose this 100,000 subscribers and did have to delete around, 16 million views, it is really my belief that this whole situation is not really going to affect her in the slightest. Like, after she regains her monetization, I have to think in around 30 more days, everything for her is pretty much going to go back to normal. And this will essentially be the extent of the accountability that she has to face. Like, even from a viewer perspective, I don't think she's going to be taking a very big hit, because it's not like the people who are being critical of her actions were watching her videos in the first place. I would think that her audience is comprised of like 95% kids. I'm talking about like a baby on a tablet. And when it comes to people who have those sort of audiences, they do not care, because they are either not intelligent enough or not informed enough to do so, and you can't really blame them, they're literal children. Obviously, at this point, we do know where YouTube stands. They love SSniperwolf, they think she's good for the platform, they think she's family friendly. And so to me, it is a pretty disappointing end to this entire situation. I think that they could have came out with a much stronger stance to essentially say, like, we do not want this sort of stuff happening on our platform. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this whole situation down below. I do believe in any industry there are favorites always at play. There are people who get special treatment. And then on the other hand, there's more people who I would consider to be like the common man, who can essentially get screwed over at absolutely any time and actually receive no answers in return. They just shut them completely out. But as always, I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. As you guys know, it's been your boy the Tan Superman. and some other YouTube news out here needs to be covered, so I'm out. Peace!